Mark Recchi, a Campbell's boy. Of course, he is also the oldest player in the NHL right now.
Wow, 43.
3. I think that's right.
Wow,
43, pretty
43.
sure.
That's impressive.
He may very well be playing his last game in the NHL tomorrow night,
Tomorrow
too.
night in Vancouver.
Yes, he may be retiring. He's played 22 seasons.
How's it going to go tomorrow, Bill? Tell us.
I don't know. I don't know. If the pattern continues, then Vancouver will win.
Yes.
And they will be the first team in a best-of-7 series to win all 4 games at home.
Is that right? First
in
time
a
ever?
best-of-7 Stanley Cup final series.
Well then.
Better qualify that.
Okay.
There have been other Stanley Cup final series that have gone 7 games, but the home team has not won all 4 of them.
Well, this has really
Does
been...
that make sense?
It does make sense, but is it normal to see this sort of a pattern where you usually win on your home ice and then you lose away?
Yes,
win on your home,
that part's not what is so odd is the great discrepancies between how Vancouver has played at home, or vice versa, how Boston has played at home to playing on the road.
Yes.
That's the strange thing about this series.
It is strange. Was it 5-2? That was our
Yes,
finals?
5-2 was last night, yes.
Yeah. Well, at least we got a couple in. But you know what? Tomorrow night, I'm feeling good about it.
Okay.
You called this yesterday.
I know, it was just a feeling.
Did call it.
But I think that was largely based on how Vancouver, the pattern, also, and their history. They, I think, out of, I'm going to say on a limb, I'm not sure if it's 55 games, but it might be more like 58 games. They've only won 8 times in Boston since 1970.
Wow, so it's never been our favorite place.
It's always been a difficult place for the Canucks to play.
Okay, well, we're going to feel confident about tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have food to talk about today.
We do have food to talk about today.
I know it's lunchtime.
I know. We have Alexandra standing by from Made with Love Delectable Edibles. We're going to be talking today, apparently, Bill, about how to make delicious veggies and therefore probably eating more veggies if they're delicious. Right, Alexandra?
Yes. Well, that's my intention. So Bill's talking about having half of our plates be fruit and veggies. And you know, for a lot of people that's a chore. So I'm going to give you some really fabulously super yummy ways to make your veggies something that everybody wants to eat.
All right, you guys, thank you very much.
There was
just you. Thank you.
There was a story that I had earlier that talked about the food guide says that half your plate should be fruits and vegetables,
Wow,
you see.
that's substantial.
I like my vegetables.
I think a lot of people don't eat enough vegetables. I think that's sort of common to be known. So the more tasty you can make them, the better.
Sure.
And if you're eating half a plate of vegetables every night, Audrey, well done. Because you know what? I don't think you're the one cooking them. Do you sometimes?
You know what? Actually, you know what? Most of the time I am.
Is that right?
Most of the, well, not all the time, I guess.
But some of the time.
I'm the one who usually chooses, are
the
we going to have beans, or are we going to have, well, yeah, I prefer potatoes over rice most days. I usually get voted down on that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but when it comes to what goes with it,
you choose.
I make the decision.
And you cook it or you choose it?
Microwave it.
Okay.
Well, except for when the garden, when my garden is done,
yes,
then I'll bring in the fresh vegetables.
Oh, fantastic! Bring some in for us too.
Some
I don't have a garden.
And beans and peas and beets and carrots.
And tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes too.
Oh, good.
Although tomatoes are a fruit, are they not?
Yes, they are, Bill. Yeah. Yes, they are.
Okay.
Okay.
I've talked too much.
No, not at all. It's only 12:15.
Look at the stuff, by the way, that you've got here.
I know. Andrew Sadiger from the Future Shop. We have a double segment of Tech Talk today, and there's a couple of massive helicopters on the midday set. Yes. I just asked Andrew if they're going to be flying, and he said no, somebody will get hurt. And I can appreciate that. They're quite large.
Yeah.
So it would be fun, though, to set that off in the middle of a field somewhere.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Sure.
Let it fly around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew agrees as well.
Somewhere where there's no wires or anything that it can get caught up.
Exactly, because guess what? There's a whole bunch of stuff that people can't see, and it would be ugly.
Okay.
And finally, community nutritionist Rose Sonoff is here. We're going to be talking about Stroke Awareness and Seniors Month and the importance of eating healthy in your later years.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's it. We've got the full package there. That's
Stocks are next.
Welcome back, and we're joined by Alexandra Proctor from Made with Love Delectable Edibles, and we are going to make vegetable cooking fun and delicious today, which I think is fabulous.
Yeah,
I'm on a bit of a vegetable kick myself right now.
Good.
Yeah, it's good to be healthy.
Yeah, we always in our house, we focus on having half a plate of veggies or more. I mean, that's kind of my minimum focus, because I think fruit and vegetables really should be your primary source of nutrition in your diet. And the problem is everybody has a really hard time figuring out tasty ways to eat them. I think most of us were like somewhat tortured by our parents, sort of shoving vegetables onto our plate and making us sit at the table. So taking them back to a place where they're delicious and fabulous and lovely is really, really great.
That's right. And it doesn't take a lot to do that, does it? It really doesn't.
No, I've got today, we are featuring our vegetable haters blend.
Really? Is this new?
This is
it's
the red pepper is what I laughingly call our veggie haters blend. Because you can pretty much put this spice blend on any vegetable you can imagine and make them absolutely fabulous. I mean, people who love their veggies will love them too, but it just takes them to that new height of, wow, that's really tasty.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Especially with kids.
I've had people come over to my house and literally eat a whole plate full of grilled zucchini with the red pepper, and they've gone the whole time going, but I hate zucchini. Why does this taste good? This shouldn't taste good. Can I have some more, please? So, you know, there's ways to do it.
And good with kids. And Alexandra and Colin, of course, have 4 children.
Yeah.
And they're very healthy because you can tell they've got that healthy, I eat vegetables look. They do.
Yeah,
they do.
I think so.
So what are we looking at here? Do you want me to do some chopping up? Or?
Well, what we're going to start with is looking at these different types of greens.
Okay.
Today, I've gone out to the garden. Well, actually, Colin went out to the garden and picked me 3 different types of greens. This one is a baby collard green. And collard greens, they get very big as they grow. We don't get them in our markets so much here, but they're a nice, thick, kind of leafy green veg. Young, we throw them in the salad mix sometimes, and as they get older, you want to chop them up and cook them. And then Susan's got a couple of different types over there.
White collard? No, this is
that one's purple kale.
And then this is chard. Yes.
Yeah, the red vein chard and the yellow vein, the white vein chard is there. This guy down this one with the white center, that's just a plain Swiss chard one. And then those guys that look a bit like a beet green, those ones are a red veined chard, which is pretty much the same family.
And these are delicious. And boy, the nutrients in these, so good for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of different things with greens. I'm going to start with kind of a funky recipe. And I'm going to chiffonade my greens.
What does that mean? Is that French?
It is. And it basically means slice them into really thin, skinny, noodly-like pieces.
Do you want me to should I be chopping here too, or no? Should I wait?
Absolutely.
Just little chunkies of these?
So what I'm doing with these guys is I'm getting them just nice, narrow strips of them. You could just rip them up like lettuce, you know, if you're doing a salad or such. But I've got these really nice, mild, sort of tiny pieces, and I'm going to get them in my pan here. Just move them around a bit. Haven't put anything in the pan. There's just dry. The greens are pretty wet, so they're going to release a little bit of liquid. And as you get them chopped up there, you can just throw them into this pan. You could do this recipe with any type of green, right? You could go to the market, you could get kale, you could get chard, you could get the collard greens, or anything else that you love as a green cooking green. And a great place actually right now to get those is at the farmer's market, hey? Because right now in Kamloops, this is our green season. There's like lettuce and spinach and kale and all whacks of herbs. As you go through the farmer's market, it's amazing all the different varieties that you can find there at this time of year.
Okay, so while we're chopping and blending here, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out what we're going to make with this, because I don't know where we're going, but it's going to be delicious. I know that for sure. So we'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're finishing up with cooking up all of our delicious veggies here, and we're going to be adding some nice spices to them. And that's the trick, isn't it, Alexandra, in making it tasty for the eater?
Absolutely.
The consumer?
So
the eater.
All I'm doing with these greens is I put them dry in the pan.
Yeah.
If you find they're a little bit too dry, you can just add a smidgen, like a teaspoon or 2 of water, just to keep them moist. And I'm giving them a little sprinkle of the red pepper spice blend. Not too much, but enough that you see a little bit on each piece.
Okay.
And a little squeeze of this Bragg's soy sauce. This one's a great natural soy, so we'll give it a little bit of a squish in there. And then I like a little dollop of butter. And you can leave this out if you're trying to do really low fat, but butter is one of the natural animal fats. So it's actually a healthier choice than a lot of fats out there. It might be saturated, but it's something that our bodies actually know what to do with rather than a hydrogenated or a trans fat.
Sure.
And that's about it. Like, you see how quick that was. Like a few minutes of cooking, just mix in the spice blend and the soy, and you just cook it down like that, and then it's ready to serve.
You know what? How delicious is that? Yeah. And so much, like that would be your whole daily grouping of vegetables right there, I bet.
Well, you know, I think as much as we can get of like our edible rainbow is what I call it. All the different colors, the natural food rainbow, you know, really helps our body. But if we can make them super yummy and tasty, that's your best bet.
Absolutely. Okay, another quick break. Remember, if you would like to check out this recipe or all of the other delicious recipes, madewithlove.ca, all at your fingertips. When we come back, Rose Sonniff will be here, community nutritionist. We're going to be talking about the importance of good nutrition for seniors and a few other things as well. Stay with us. Rose Sonniff joins us now, community nutritionist with Interior Health. We thought we'd just hang out here with Alexandra on the cooking set since it's kind of related, right? So Rose, we're talking a little bit about seniors' health, the importance of good nutrition in your later years, and the fact that stroke is quite prevalent, and through your diet, that's a huge way to reduce the chances of getting a stroke, isn't it?
So June is Stroke Awareness Month as well as Seniors Awareness Month. And just to be clear, strokes can happen at any age.
Sure.
But it's predominantly in seniors because it's a lifestyle factor thing. So eating well and being active, extremely important.
Okay. Yeah. So you brought some items here for us to take a look at on the counter. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, the reason I brought these is because salt is one of the big risk factors for high blood pressure and one of the big risk factors for having a stroke. So there are a lot of low sodium products that are around, and in a previous show, I mentioned that Health Canada has been trying to get people to have less than 1,600 milligrams of sodium. So this one is about 380 milligrams of sodium. And lately, salt-free products have come out. So this is a chicken broth with no salt added.
Campbell's has been on this big reduced sodium kick lately,
yes,
and that
well
is great.
Other companies. But this is where you need to watch the label. So this one says it's lower in sodium, but if you actually read the label, it's about 680 milligrams, which is higher than this one. And so people, just because the label says it's low sodium, don't forget to turn around and read it.
Okay.
The other two concerns I have with seniors is that if they're on their own, they tend not to cook these wonderful veggie dishes because they feel that the vegetables, you know, will wilt really quickly and they can't eat them fast enough and so forth.
Oh
so
my goodness.
Quality, right?
Delicious
Quality is really important.
It is, and it doesn't. Buying vegetables is, you know, not really an expensive venture usually, especially if you get down to the farmer's market. You're tending to get a pretty decent deal. And it's just about taking that time to cook them up, eat them, and adding a few things to them to make them taste good.
And you could do something like with the greens here, you could actually cook a whole pan full and then just portion off a few pieces into the freezer so they're ready to go.
And then the other thing that I ask people to do is quality of their diet.
Right.
Because as we get older, your muscle mass tends to deteriorate, so you actually eat fewer calories, but it's the quality of the calories that's important. So nutrient dense, as the vegetables that we have here, good low-fat dairy products, low-fat protein sources and fish, etc.
Right.
And also good quality fats, olive oil, the polyunsaturated oils. So again, with a stroke, make sure you're aware of what the symptoms are and be careful of that, and then eat healthily and really keep your activity level up.
Fantastic. Well, I have to say, it's always good to hear these tips. And Alexandra, this is absolutely delicious, I'm telling you. I don't think greens have ever tasted this good.
Oh, thank you,
Do I have any in my teeth? Because I have to say goodbye.
You have beautiful teeth.
Okay. All right. Well, Alexandra, thanks so much for today. And Rose, thank you very much for today. If you have any questions, you can always dial a nutrition. It's as easy as dialing up 811. So thanks so much for today.
You're welcome.
Okay, before we go, we'll check out the inquiry board quickly. Here's how to get a hold of us in the newsroom. Also online, by Facebook. You can tweet us, phone us, email us. We're accessible. Just give us a shout. We'll take a look now at the forecast in the Caribou. I'll just back that up again. There we go. Mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow. 17 degrees will be the high. The North Thompson's going to see some rain tomorrow. It looks like 14 degrees, 40% chance right through the day. In the Nicola Valley, mainly cloudy skies tomorrow with a chance of showers. 17 degrees for the high. The Shuswap as well is going to be stung by the system. 13 degrees, clouds and showers expected for the bulk of the day. Finally, in Kamloops as well, we're hoping to see some sunny periods. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies tomorrow. 18 degrees, a chance of showers. Things will even out as we head towards the end of the week. That is all the time we have for the Tuesday edition of Midday. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.